What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? BizzyDad here. You there checking out the next round of spoilers from Force of Will's Return of the Dragon Emperor. I missed last week's spoilers with Black and Red and Gil Lapis. I was away for the weekend, so forgive me for that. I apologize. But, those spoilers are out and they're all over the place, so you could definitely go to a bunch of places to check them out. My impression of Gil. I do like Gil Lapis, and I think it's interesting how you can mess around with the RFG area, picking cards out, throwing them in there and picking them out. The one thing that I'd have to actually see in action is on his J Ruler side, where you can pick cards out of the remove from game area to gain those symbol skills, but it's a cost of 0, which means you can do it multiple times per turn. Now, I know you only get the symbol skills once, obviously, but thinking of anybody who plays Allosaurus or who plays anything where RFG is key, you could basically just strip them of every single card for free. So that's just, some initial impressions, but we'll have to see how the support goes. But we're not onto that. We're actually on to Black and White here. And there's no ruler with this batch of spoilers, but a couple of quick cards and a couple of really interesting cards. So let's just jump into it here with Blackheart Alice. So here she is. She's back, dark and light. So this is a 4-drop Wanderer / Fairy Tale Resonator. 1 black, 1 white, 2 of other, 800 attack, 1000 defense with precision and flying. So we get those skills in the field. The attack is a little weak, but we have some abilities here. But when this card enters your field, you may search your deck for a card named Schrodinger, the Cat in Flux, and put it into your field and shuffle your deck. So keep in mind that this is basically 2 Resonators for the price of 1, because when Blackheart Alice comes into the field, you get to go get Schrodinger and put him directly into the field. Also, for 1 light, 1 dark, and 1 of other, plus banish a non-token Resonator. So that's all part of the cost. You get to destroy a target non-Magic Stone, non-J Ruler card. Now, it seems really steep that you have to basically pay 3, light, dark, and 1 of other, then banish a non-token Resonator in order to destroy the card. So I kind of see that as a last-ditch effort or a desperation move if you're really up against a card that's giving you trouble. But also you can kind of control the Resonator that you banish, so maybe there's some graveyard effect that you can combo on top of that. So, I guess the ability's there if you need it, and they probably wouldn't print it if it didn't come in handy somewhere along the line. And here is Schrodinger, the Cat in Flux. Really cool looking artwork. This is a 2-drop Shadow Resonator, so 1 light and 1 dark. 100 attack, 600 defense. So that's interesting off the bat, but whenever a Resonator is put into a graveyard from your opponent's field, remove that card from the game. If you do, put a 500/500 Darkness Shadow Resonator token into your field. Okay, so chances are it's not going to be killed by Schrodinger with a 100 attack. 600 defense puts it right into Dark Purge territory, where it can just be wiped right out. But the fact that you get those tokens whenever Resonator is put into your opponent's graveyard, that is good. However, it literally vanishes because it says when this card leaves your field for a non-field zone, destroy all Shadow Resonator tokens you control. That's kind of a shame. It'd be nice if Schrodinger was able to stay on the field to help you build up those tokens, and you try to keep him alive to grab a token or 2. And then if he dies, okay, he dies, but you got those tokens. But no, once Schrodinger dies, the tokens all go too. So hopefully there's a little more support for that, especially with the 600 defense. Maybe there's a way to pump him up defensively. Protection of Seraph is there, but that's going to rotate out. But still an interesting card. And here's Schrodinger's Observation. Now, this artwork looks really cool, even though it's almost zoomed in from this one with the skulls. I don't know, if just for some reason I like this one better. That smile, right? But this is a Chant you can only do on your turn for 1 light, 1 dark, and X, but you choose 1. This card deals 400 damage multiplied by X to target Resonator. You gain that much life. Or this card deals 300 damage multiplied by X to target player. You gain that much life, and I love this card. This is exactly a card up my alley. I love this. The X makes it really interesting. You really don't think too much of ramping with light and dark. So in order to really drive the value of the X home, you've got to try to make this a mid to late game card or try to find a way to get more stones on the field. Just the ability, if you could somehow get the X to 4, it's 1600 damage to a Resonator and you gain 1600 life, or it's 1200 damage to your opponent and you gain 1200 life. That could very well be the game. Just a lot of potential here. I really do like this card. Alice's World of Madness is a 2-drop addition, 1 light and 1 dark to play, and in real simple, Resonators gain -2, -2, and here's another card I really love. Pay attention here because these are all Resonators. This will include your own, but the fact that everybody is going to go down -2, -2, all those 1-drops, a lot of those 1-drops with 100 defense, 200 defense, nobody's going to be able to stick on the field. So this is going to really bring about changes in strategy, and just combining this with other debuffs or the Dark Alice God's Art. I mean, it's going to be -4, -4. Not a whole lot's going to stick, and the ones that do are going to be incredibly weakened. So keep an eye on this card. I think this card could see some play here, especially in decks that don't run, purposely don't run 1-drops or purposely don't run really weaker Resonators. Oh, here's some good artwork. The Dark March Hare. So here's a 3-drop Fairy Tale, 1 light, 1 dark, 1 other, 800 attack and defense. Treat this card as a light magic stone and darkness magic stone. Now, obviously, you can't rest it to produce the will, but it will take into account anything that says when light magic stone or darkness magic stone enter your field, which I'm sure we'll see in a second. 2 resonance abilities here. So for a light magic stone, Resonators you control gain +1/+1 until end of turn. And for a darkness magic stone, when they come in, Resonators your opponents control gain -1/-1 until end of turn. So really cool here, especially if you combine it with the addition we just saw. And if you have more than one of these on the field and a darkness stone comes in, it's going to be -2/-2 for your opponent's Resonators. If you have one of those additions, they drop to -4. If you have 2 of those additions, it drops to -6. And I kind of like the ability to potentially just have your opponent's Resonators dissolve and disappear just by these debuffs and dropping them down to 0 defense. So it's one of the first things I ever liked about this game with dark and zombies and negative stats. So it's cool to see that it's coming back. And finally today, it's the Dark Sleeping Dormouse. This guy's looking real creepy. Another Fairy Tale, 1 light, 1 dark, 100 attack, 800 defense. So another card that just kind of makes you look twice with that small attack. With a resonance, so for a light magic stone or darkness magic stone, so whenever either of them come into your field, this card may gain +7, -7 until end of turn. So whenever a light or a dark magic stone, whenever either of those come into the field, you have the option to have the Dormouse go up to 800 attack, but it also drops to 100 defense. You need to be really careful, obviously, if you do something like this. If anybody has that addition for -2/-2, you're definitely not going to do that because you'll kill the Dormouse. But also at the same time, playing a Mikage, he could just ping it and kill it. Tama could kill it. Any one of those lightning strikes could kill it. So it's a questionable card. I think that this would make me believe that there might be something else in the future spoilers that can help the Dormouse out a little bit. But on the surface, I don't really like this card, but without seeing the rest of the spoilers and the rest of the set, you really can't make a final decision. So guys, that is it for today's round of spoilers. They only threw out 6 cards, so Not a huge deal, but it was cool to see Alice and cool to see Schrodinger. But I want to know what you think. Let me know with a comment below. You like it, you hate it, like, share, subscribe. Always more videos and spoilers and content on the way. So thanks for a few minutes today, and I'll talk to you soon, guys. Bye.